Montreal Canadiens potential off-season trade targets in 2019. I think the Habs should try to trade for what they need. How about you guys? I'll tell you about my thoughts of potential targets to trade for this off-season, and that's right here at Talking Habs with me, Rick. If you love the Habs like I do, hit the subscribe button and ring the notifications bell to get my daily Habs content dedicated to the Habs and all things hockey. And leave any comments in the comment section below. So where do the Habs go after the Aho offer sheet? To improve the scoring and the power play up front. In my opinion, they have to go the trade route and forget about offer sheets. No more offer sheets. There are about 8 to 10 teams that have serious cap issues and need to move contracts in order to get some cap space. There are a few nice targets on these teams that Montreal might be able to pry loose for some picks and or prospects that wouldn't necessarily eat up all of their own cap space and could really improve Montreal's scoring punch next season. I don't think MB will stand pat at this point with Sherratt and Cousins as the only additions. I also think he needs to move fast in order to get what they need before the opportunities are all gone. So now in that vein, we'll get into what I think. So first team I'm looking at is the Vegas Golden Knights. They've got a couple of possibilities. One I'm not really big on. That's David Clarkson's contract. Take it on. It's $5+ million. 1 season left, and you maybe buy him out right away. And you also you ask for Brandon Peary. He's got a 2-year, just signed 2 years. He can score. I'm not sure why Vegas signed him. It doesn't seem like the coach likes him, but when he's been in there, he can score, especially in short periods of time. I'm not sure over a full season. That's why it's not my favorite option, and he's still young and whatever. But my favorite option is obviously what's been out there is Nikita Gusev. The Knights are really up against the cap. That's with barely any breathing room. I don't think there's any breathing room because on cap space they show they have 0. And I think that's with the 10% off-season extension that you get. So they have 3 players that I'm interested. The 2 I just told you about, not really my favorite. Nikita Gusev, 27 years old, and has never played an NHL game, but put up 82 points in 62 KHL games last season, and was the KHL's best point producer. He may be a small risk, but apparently Vegas is asking only a second round pick next season, and either a 4th round or 5th rounder, or a lower tier prospect. Something in Montreal can definitely give. I don't see why they couldn't. And there's no roster player going back, so it's like a win-win situation. Gusev is a left wing who shoots right and could slot in on the second line right wing position vacated in the Shaw trade. If he's capable of switching wings, that is. And usually, I mean, he'd be going to the right wing, and he's a right-hand shot. He should be able to make the switch. In 4 seasons with SKA St. Petersburg, he put up good numbers. 206 games played, 76 goals, 174 assists for 250 points. He projects as a second-line winger with 50 to 60 point potential, maybe even a little higher. He has high offensive upside, great skater, high hockey IQ, great vision, and a really good shot. And he's considered the best player not playing in the NHL right now. He'd be my first option. Edmonton. Ryan Nugent Hopkins. With just under $4 million in cap space, the Oilers could use some relief, and Nugent Hopkins fits the bill for Montreal in a trade. The center left wing is making $6 million for 2 more seasons before becoming a UFA, and he could be the number 1 center for the next 2 years till Montreal can develop one of their kids. If he can reproduce last season's 69 points, he could be just that. At 26, he's just entering his prime years, and Montreal has the cap space to take his contract, and 2 years isn't really a long commitment. He's posted 147 goals, 235 assists for 382 points in 539 games played, I believe all for Edmonton, and can produce on the power play. At 6 feet, 190 pounds, he has decent size, and he's a proven NHLer. From the Nashville Predators, there's Kyle Turris. The 29-year-old Turris is not a good fit in Nashville, and his numbers show it. He put up 7 goals, 16 assists for 23 points last season. I think it was in 55 games. Turris has shown that you can expect 50-plus points and some solid play from him every year. Isn't it right there? At $6 million for the next 5 years, that's what it was. He's overpaid a bit for what he brings to the table. And I'm not sure he has what it takes to even try to be number one center on this team. Trading for Turris wouldn't be my favorite move, and depending on what you give up for him to get him, I wouldn't look to make this deal. But the rumor mills keep putting his name out there with Montreal, but I doubt this is the direction Montreal will go. Turris just doesn't seem to be the number one center Montreal would need. He's good, but he's not elite. And for the $6 million, I'd want more production from him. Is he capable to bring more to the table? I don't know. I really don't. So it's not my favorite move if they would go that way. Dallas. Alex Radula. Maybe a bit of a long shot. Dallas could use the cap space. But will they part with Radula? That's the question. They have $2.5 million left on the cap, so they need to do something. And Montreal could really use Radulov on the right side to replace Shaw. He posted 72 points. Yeah, I really need a drink. In each of the last 2 seasons. This is take number 5. Since leaving Montreal, it would be a nice way to make up for letting him go in the first place. His cap hit is $6.25 million for 3 more seasons, and Montreal can handle his contract. He'll stabilize the right side and allow Montreal to let guys like Suzuki and Caulfield develop without being rushed. Montreal never should have let Radulov go to Dallas, and this could be the guy we've been missing up front after letting him go when we had him here. And $6.25 million, that's a good price for him. I think Gusev is the easiest target. Since Vegas isn't asking a lot for him, I hear he's looking for $3.5 to $4 million contract, which isn't a big one, although he hasn't played a game in the NHL yet, so you got to temper that. It's an affordable deal and could end up being a steal of a deal if Gusev is as good as he projects. Either way, the Habs need to do something to add an offensive forward to this team. They absolutely should try to improve this offense and power play in particular. I don't see any UFAs that are still available, save for Jake Gardiner, that could really solve this power play problem, but they'd still be short up front. So the trade route seems to be the more likely scenario, in my opinion. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notifications bell, and you'll get my Habs dedicated content to give you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. And leave any comments in the comment section below. And check out these 2 videos I'm going to put up here. Hope you like those. And let's see, so reminding you, Saturday night Hockey Talk live stream every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's it. Go Habs, go, everybody. Bye, y'all.